Hi everyone, this is Alan and it's a beautiful Saturday evening in Adelaide, South Australia, and here I am on a golf course. There are a few people playing golf at the back, but I've come to a bit more secluded place because I'm more comfortable here making the video and I didn't want to disturb them. And you never know when the ball's gonna hit you on the head anyways, and I don't want that to happen. So here I am to share my thoughts, or let's say what I could understand from Abraham's ultimate sacrifice, right? And if you remember from the previous videos that Abraham and Sarah were waiting for a heir of their own, right? Okay, now finally a child is born. His name is Isaac. This event occurred when Abraham was in his 100th year of life. So imagine that, waiting so long to have a child, right? So you have a lot of love towards that being, or let's say, people spend a lot of time trying to create what they want and they finally get it and they're really happy. All right, now the Lord, just to test Abraham's faith, he asked Abraham to sacrifice his son. Now imagine that, right? So after waiting for so long, you get something and then it has been asked of you to sacrifice it. It can be related to a relationship that you might have, no? Like you went around with a person and you tried to, let's say, get them to say yes to get in a relationship with you, and then you finally do, then you learn more about them, and then it doesn't work out well, and then you have to let them go. Right? That is probably sacrifice, but then you don't want to let them go. Or I'll give you another example that I personally experienced. I used to work at a pizzeria for a certain number of dollars per hour, right? Now I got offered a job that paid me double the money that I would get paid at the pizzeria. But the funny thing is, I didn't want to let the old job go. Now let me put it to you in much more better perspective. If I worked 40 hours at the pizzeria, I would have made half the money that I would make if I was working 20 hours at the new job. So that's how better the new job was. But amazingly and funnily enough, I didn't want to let the old job go, and it still startles me to this day when I think about it. Why would I adopt that kind of thinking? It's so weird, right? Or probably I was too afraid to confront the unknown, because change can be a scary thing, right? Because I didn't want to sacrifice what I already had, and obviously I was also afraid if I was gonna get the fixed number of hours to that would give me the same pay as the pizzeria was paying me, or that financial scare that you get, if I'm gonna get all the money all the time that I'm earning, or how the new management is gonna be, or how long are they gonna keep me, or it's like a different environment where you know that you'll be treated better, the rewards are higher, but you still afraid to let go of the things that's pulling it down or not letting you move towards heaven in some sense. Well, yes. So now obviously, right, according to how the story goes, Lord asks Abraham to sacrifice Isaac, his only son, and then Abraham takes Isaac to the land of Moriah, right? He asks his men to stay behind. He only takes his son towards the mount where he's supposed to sacrifice Isaac. Well, Isaac also got a bit wary of the situation. He asked Abraham, where is the sacrifice? Where is the animal that we are supposed to sacrifice? And Abraham tells Isaac that, what, the Lord will provide. And when they reach the mount, Abraham starts making preparations to sacrifice Isaac, and then he ties Isaac, and he's about to sacrifice his only son, that who he had prayed for 25 years and finally got. Just when Abraham was about to sacrifice Isaac, an angel of God asks Abraham to just stop. Abraham, just stop. All right. So Abraham stops and he listens to the angel. Well, and then he's told that, since you have listened to the Lord, your descendants will multiply all over the face of the earth. Well, that's the thing, isn't it? Funnily enough, the sacrifice which caused you so much pain rewards you with plenty. What a conscience knows is important to let go Probably you don't realize that, right? So how do you really push yourself to let go of the thing that you really wanted to let go, right? So probably you can just write it down. Probably you can paint yourself a future vision of how would all of this work out if you really paid that price, right? You can take a pen and paper. Okay, you know what, how would it look like if I pay this price? What are the benefits that will come to me? What are the things that I need to do to make this sacrifice, or how do I get myself to do this sacrifice, and why am I being asked to pay this sacrifice? Because you never know. And the funny thing is, you never know if the sacrifice is going to pay off or not, but probably that's not a good enough reason to not make it, right? Because today or tomorrow you might want to, or you might have to. It might be asked of you, or it can be forced upon you. So it's gonna be your choice to make it or not. And that's it. That is something that human beings contend with in their daily lives, to make sacrifice or not, to eat the next piece of cake or not, to do the work that is supposed to do or not, or probably just keep it for the next day. We are actually making sacrifices every single day without looking back, because you know that you're supposed to do them, right? So you sacrifice your sleep a bit, and you said, you know what, I'm gonna get some work done and might as well just get it done with, because probably the day after would be better if I do it. That is hope, and that is faith in its most fundamental sense, that the reward will be bestowed upon you only if you did what you were supposed to do in the most appropriate way, and not to cheat the higher power, and to take stock of yourself and be courageous when you perform the act of sacrifice with faith as its foundation. Well, thank you for listening to me, guys. I wish you all the courage in the world. Thank you.